it worked pretty well for what they said it worked for. So I'm going to try using it now. All right, so we're setting the intention that we're going to see a past life for You Don't Know My Name. Let's see what we get here. I would like to see a past life, hopefully that was particularly important, something that was important that they need to know right now for this life. I feel like I can see the ocean. I'm standing on a beach, looking at the ocean. It's peaceful, but at the same time, I feel a sense of sadness. This is a very flat beach with a lot of sand, and behind me, I feel like it feels tropical. Almost like there's a jungle or something behind me. So I can see my hands, and my skin is dark. A nice dark brown. And I'm holding what seems like a spear. And I also have a net. So this must be a fishing spear to catch fish. Fish with a spear and a net. This person is also male. I don't know for sure if the Aborigines of Australia used nets and spears. But I kind of am getting that distinction that this might be Australia and this might be an Aborigine. Which, if we could validate that they did use, you know, some of them somewhere used nets and spears in the jungly area of Australia, because you know Australia's got everything, right? They got mountains and desert and the outback and jungle and coral reef. I mean, they have everything. So it'd be like the jungly area, but also it'd have to be on the coast part. Which, lucky for us, Australia has a lot of coast. Okay, I'm going to ask to see an important event of this life. Okay. There was a tragedy. Someone died. And ugh, I feel like this happened on the beach or in the water. And it was bloody. Like, I see blood in the water. And people yelling and screaming. I'm not exactly sure what the accident actually was. Kind of want to lean toward like a shark attack, but that's also kind of dramatic, so I don't know if that's true. Because I don't really feel like I'm seeing it happening. I feel like I'm watching it as a memory of this person. Which would explain why he was sad when he looks out at the water. And the person who passed, whoever just followed me, thank you, I appreciate it. I don't want to look right now because I'm in the middle of remote viewing past life here, but thank you, and I'll thank you personally with your name in a minute. I feel like the person who passed in the water was also male, and he was younger than the person that we're remote viewing. It almost feels like a younger brother or even a child, like a son. But the person seemed like they were maybe a teenager. There's still like a lot of emotional attachment to this event. Like grief, sadness, and like still wondering if like there was something that could have been done to prevent it, or you know, when someone passes unexpectedly anytime, doesn't matter when, where, what lifetime we're looking at, whether it's present or past or whatever. We do the what if game, you know? What if this, what if that? And I feel like there's still a lot of that going on. What if, what if, what if, what if? Which isn't healthy because there's no changing it, you know? Okay. I need to disconnect from this now. Okay. So I don't know if that resonates for you. If you feel a connection to that particular place, or you know, even if it's not Aboriginal, it could be something similar. It definitely seemed like it was like Pacific Ocean, and the dark skin, I almost felt like I could see his face and hair, and then it seemed Aboriginal, but you know, I can't say for 100% certain there. Okay, so a lot of things happened while I was deep in there. Let's see. Little Wing said, how light is often dyed. Must absorb dye really well. Yeah, I bet it does. That's probably why. Because it's white. Miradell plays hello. How are you doing this evening? Oh, and it was Pokeharm who subscribed again for 4 months. Thanks. Thanks, Mikey. I thought it was just a follow. Oh, thank you for the hydrate. I'll very gladly drink another sip of coffee. Okay, so you don't know me, or you don't know my name. I'm gonna write down what we got so far. Don't go anywhere though, because I was gonna do a tarot card for it. And And then, yeah, I think Frost Giant said shark attack. Yeah, it might have been. Okay, so the past life we saw was beach. Could have been Aboriginal. Aboriginal, question mark. There definitely was a jungle. Then there was a, oh, he had a spear and a net. Dark skin. And then there was an accident in the water. So there's still grief and what ifs about this. Okay, so now let's do a card and see what exactly, why did we see this one? I'm going to do the Osha Zen deck for it. Okay, so, yeah, that's not their name. It's not you don't know me, it's you don't know my name. All right, so why did we see this past life? Oh, things are falling out already. Oh. Why did we see this life? We got the morality card. For a second, I thought it said mortality, and I was like, oh, well, that makes sense because it was about a passing, but morality, that's different. Okay, so here's what it looks like. And it's the Queen of Clouds. Clouds are about the mind. The Queen of Clouds. Why did we see this past life? Morality has restricted all the juice and energy of life to the narrow confines of her mind. It can't flow there, so she really has become a dried up old prune. Oh, this sounds lovely. Her whole manner is very proper, stiff and severe, and she's always ready to see every situation as black and white, like the jewel that she wears around her neck. The Queen of Clouds lurks in the minds of all of us who have been brought up with rigid ideas of good and bad, sinful and virtuous, acceptable and unacceptable, moral and immoral. It's important to remember that all these judgments of the mind are just products of our conditioning. That sentence was important. We might have to come back to that. And whether our judgments are applied to ourselves or others, they keep us from experiencing the beauty and godliness that lies within. Only when we break through the cage of our conditioning and reach the truth of our own hearts can we begin to see life as it really is. So why did we see this past life and we got this card? The thing that really stuck out to me was it's important to remember that all these judgments of the mind are just products of our conditioning. And the things that were really like the emotional parts of that life were that the accident of the other person passing and like witnessing it and the what ifs. So it's almost like that person was stuck in their own continuous mental anguish of losing this person. So really, you know, trapped in their mind. So the last little bit was only when we break through the cage of our conditioning and reach the truth of our own hearts can we begin to see life as it really is. A lot of times when there are very hurtful things that happen, we can easily close our hearts specifically off to others. And I think that that's kind of where this is leading. That in this particular life, the person ended up closing themselves off to the wonders and beauty and love of the world because they were in such pain of their loss. And I think the lesson might have been that at some point the person could have, you know, never forgotten it, but kind of let it go in a way that would have allowed them to be functional and okay. And I don't think they ever did. So this isn't necessarily about conditioning from others. I think this might be about conditioning ourselves to be stuck in our minds in some way, and not realizing that we are the ones that can unlock it, you know? All right. Well, that was a fun journey that we went on with you. So basically, like, caging our own minds. And when you open your heart is how you unlock it. Well, I hope any of that was helpful to you tonight. Thank you for letting me read for you. That was fun. There was some sad stuff in there, but it was a cool reading. You're welcome. Thank you. All right. Moving right along. Oh, good. That's my whole goal, is to be helpful. So when I'm helpful, it makes me happy. Hey, Mikey. Mikey, there